guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to hear an email that was sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy, sounds like he's in his very late 20s. I think he said 28, originally from South Africa. And he shares his story how after college he decided to relocate over to East Asia, which I think is pretty cool and takes a lot of guts. I think he says he's a teacher over there. And from the get-go, he started dating the East Asian gals. And you're going to see real quick, he learns that, newsflash, East Asian gals are no different than gals in South Africa or in the US or wherever. Women are the same wherever you are around the world. And unfortunately, because this guy still has a lot to learn, is seeing the negative qualities that they can have and taken advantage of. And after making a lot of mistakes, you're going to see that this guy eventually learns how to handle things better. And it is amazing the power of indifference, particularly he has with this girlfriend of his who definitely milked him for a lot. And let me tell you, there's a lot of smackable moments in this story. I'm not going to deny that. But our guy in the end is starting to get the picture. And particularly when a guy walks away, how they always come back. That'll be a very good one to go over here, guys, just to show you again how the gals are the same all over around the world. So when guys think that, hey, my material doesn't make a difference because their culture, their religion is different, or it's not the West, bullshit. It's relevant everywhere. And guys, if you suddenly become indifferent, put yourself first, act like you're the most important thing, not her. It's amazing the power it has, having them chase it. Even the gals that take advantage of you will be chasing after you. You just cut them out of your life. As well as having the last laugh when they always come back. He says, hello SSM. I've been an avid viewer of your channel since the early days during the virus. At the time, I just graduated from college and decided to take a job, moving from my home country, which is South Africa, and having settled down in East Asia. Wow, that takes guts moving across the world. To protect my identity, call me John. I'm currently 28 years old, and this is my 4th year living abroad in East Asia. I'm just over 6 feet tall and weigh 178. I live pretty well. I have my own apartment where I live on my own, and have invested my money in the best ways I can possible. Great. That's what you should do. Every month, have a little extra money, whatever that may be, that you can invest somewhere you feel comfortable with. Let that grow. The younger you start, the better off you're going to be. Trust me, guys. I thought I'd write to excuse me. It's early, guys. I'm waking up here. I thought I'd write into you to share my story. While it may not be as exciting as other stories you've covered on your channel, I do hope that the lessons can be taken and to show that women are women no matter which corner of the world you find yourself in. Gentlemen, I've been saying this since day one. You will definitely give me more than a few smacks and criticisms, but I know it's meant to be beneficial and not personal in the slightest. Well, my hand is ready. Growing up in South Africa was very enjoyable. I had a great childhood, I was extremely active, and this has set me up to not having any health issues as I've gotten older. I'm still very young, but many people fail to realize how being active in your adolescent years can impact you later on down the road. All guys, all people, my 4% of the women out there, I'm talking to you, all people should exercise. And find something you like and get moving. It'll benefit you big time, not just in the present and in the future. So I have a twin brother, so growing up meant I always had a friend. This always came in handy. We had each other's backs at all times. I love my brother dearly. I was recently his best man at his wedding and enjoyed myself thoroughly. Well, good luck to your brother in his marriage. He's going to need it, as Han Solo would say. In school, I must admit, I wasn't exactly one of the popular kids. My brother was popular and good at sports. I was known by people as the brother. Never had any issues, but I was extremely shy around girls, as most guys who start out are. I had my group of friends, and all of us loved football, soccer, and we played any chance we got, sometimes even with an orange. My brotherhood, this brotherhood helped me later in life with identifying who in my life has value to me. My best friend from school is still my best friend today. He's my one only true friend from school. I met the rest of my bros, close friends in college. I was still shy in my first 2 years of college. Granted, I looked like a boy and my facial features hadn't fully developed. Bro, you'll come into your own eventually. We all do. After turning 21, I got attention from the females and looked much better. I had brown hair and blue eyes. The girls found me attractive. The girls loved my eyes and know it helped me to get girls. If anything, it helped to spark the initial attraction. Okay. Behave yourself, Casanova. During my college years, though, I didn't have a girlfriend. The main reason for this is I was always had a plan to leave, and since I wasn't clued up on the content and wisdom you provide, I found it difficult to spark enough attraction after the first date. My first date idea was taking a girl to dinner. I know, smack. Bro, most guys are going to do that. But after a while you learn, one drink. A tea, a coffee, a stroll by the pond with the ducks, a walk through the city with a hot cocoa or coffee, something inexpensive. Because plenty out there are going to use you for a free meal. You guys know this, you've been watching me a while. Or if you've been on the receiving end of this crap. Looking back, I spent quite a bit of money doing this and didn't listen to my friends who said I'm being stupid. Well, you should have listened to the guys that were successful women and getting laid that could tell you, no bro, don't do this. Nope, the movies are right. I'm pretty sure the girls were using me for dinner, and then after going to get bent over by the Chad and Tyrones out of this world. Yeah, see? It's the same thing on the other side of the world in South Africa. On one such occasion, it happened. I took a girl out for dinner. She was in one of my classes and recognized me at the club one night. She was pretty and had a slim figure. After we had dinner, I drove her to a house party that I wasn't invited to. I leaned in for the kiss and was flat out rejected. It wasn't exactly humiliating. Granted, I should have seen it coming. The girl was a WHORE. The questions she asked me during dinner were highly inappropriate. She asked me out loud. And listen to the questions he said that she asked out loud, as in like loud that other people could hear. One question: what is your favorite S-word position? She's asking that on the date so others can hear. Where is the strangest place that you had SEX? She said she had SEX in a porta potty and a telephone booth. In a porta potty? This was in a restaurant surrounded by people, and she wasn't using her inside voice. So I'm sure you knew she was a piece of garbage before you went out with her, but you're hoping to get some ass. But anyone that hooked up in a freaking porta pot, and I mean, yeah, I've seen some cleaner porta pots, but usually porta pots are absolutely disgusting. What does that say about her? After this, I clued myself up to the idea that dinners on the first date were just a way to get used and tossed aside. Thank you. Alright guys, confirmed from South Africa, the same shit happens there. However, I still had the nice guy persona until I turned 22. From then on, girls would find me intimidating and told me it feels like I'm looking into their souls, which is still the case today. Well, okay, you're better off than you were when you were taking them out to dinner. How much money did you spend pissing away on these girls and you were used for a free dinner? Pay attention, gentlemen. A lot of guys will listen to this and be like, oh yeah, SSM. And maybe even take gals out for that one drink thing. And then they meet that really pretty girl with a great body who's giving them a smile. He's thinking, she's different. Screw SSM. And he takes her out for some $250 dinner and he never hears from her again. So this applies to all guys. I didn't get laid much in college. There's a fucking surprise. Even though I had my own place and a car. I probably should have just been more confident. I did kiss many girls, but not much followed up after that. I guess I just need the right mindset to kick in, which eventually did happen. The wisdom you've imparted has helped me get laid often quite a bit in college. Aha. There you go. You're welcome. On the other hand, if you had a couple screaming kids as a result of you getting laid, then that'd be a different ballgame. Now, the next thing you remember, always wear protection. And dispose of your protection. Never buy them on the pill. Crap. Here comes another smack. One night, my friend invited a woman and some of her friends over to my place. We were about to eat dinner and then hit the clubs. She was beautiful at the time. We spoke at the club and ended up kissing later that night. I was 21 when this happened. I found out that the girl was 17 and had been lying about her age. Age of consent is 16, so I was clear of any wrongdoing, but I felt quite terrible. Needless to say, I didn't see her again until she was 18. I never had STX with this woman. Okay, I'm sure that's happened to many dudes out there. At least she was past the age of consent, and at the end of the day, she lied to you. After one night of us going out and me paying for all the drinks, we went back to my place. I tried to initiate, but she rejected me, and I just felt pissed off. I almost told her to get out, but like a nice guy, I let her spend the night. Ha ha ha! Smack! Bro, I did that once in college too. Got rejected, but just didn't have the heart to kick her out, let her spend the night. She slept right next to me in my bed. Yeah, I told you I was a nice guy sucker back then. I was so stupid. She was like, get the fuck out. I remember thinking that I skipped class with this girl once or twice. I would drive her and her friends around sometimes. Why was I so nice? I just didn't want to be the bad boy and make things awkward, I guess. What a simp I was. Yeah, but who always gets laid? Who do they chase after? The assholes. Well, I definitely won in the end. I'm living a good life, and she's fat. Been in lots of relationships, and she still lives with her mother. Well, there you go. But if you're keeping tabs on her and holding a grudge after these years, dude, move on. Yes, your success is the best revenge, guys. End of story. So I dated a foreign girl towards the end of university days, but I found myself not being extremely attracted to her. She liked me a lot, but I didn't feel the same way. This is when I realized my mindset started to shift. The reason she really liked you and the reason you got her is because you weren't into her. And because you weren't really into her, you didn't make the same amount of mistakes and try so hard to impress her and do all those things you normally do to the girls you like with this one. That's why a lot of times, guys, the ones that you're not into are attracted to you. And the ones that you are into are not attracted to you because it's how you behave around them. Remember that. So fast forward in time, I now teach in East Asia, and it has been great. I live a good life and have no complaints. Awesome. Takes a lot of balls to pick up and go on a different side of the world and start over. But you're young. You got your whole life ahead of you. During my first 2 years here, the virus made it difficult to meet people. I made 2 amazing friends, though, but met no women to date. I would take meeting and becoming friends with a couple cool dudes any day. The over is just some bimbos that you can hook up with and toss to the side of the road the next day. These guys could be your brothers, right? That's more valuable. A couple truly good friends that have your back and you know you can count on. It's like gold. I guess my confidence dipped during this time, and it played a part in what I did my 3rd year here. After moving my current workplace, I made friends with 2 of my male coworkers. We get along well. One night we went to a birthday party for a former coworker of ours. It was at a Mexican-style bar. I met a woman there who I found to be attractive. We kissed later, and I asked her if she would like to go on a date with me, and she said yes. I was 27 at this point, and I found out that she was, wait for it, 42 years old. I still dated her anyway. Smack! 42? Well, you said you're in Asia, and it's amazing how some of these Asian women, and men, I guess, can look so young. You find out that they're in their 40s, and you thought they were in their, late 20s, early 30s. So, if you want to just bang this chick, get some experience, get some ass, and she was good looking and cool, okay. But that's not long-term prospects if you're 27, she's 42. Since she worked in what is considered a clubbing area of the city I live in, I only saw her on the weekend and traveled all the way there by train and paid for a taxi all the way back. For a chick that's 15 years older than you, dude, she should have been paying to come see you. The train is cheap, but the taxi was costly. At 42, she enjoyed clubbing, going to bars, and drinking like she was in her 20s. Honestly, it started to wear on me. What a fucking loser. I don't care, a guy or a gal, if you get to be a certain age, 40s, 50s, and you're behaving like you're like a college kid, it's like, come on, grow up. You know? Yeah, occasionally going out to the bar with your friends and all that, but like regularly doing this, it's just pathetic. I spoke about the situation to my bros here, who of course made fun of me, as bros do. Dude, I'd be making fun of you too. One particular joke was about how I'm providing old age care services. Another compared me to a hospice nurse. I laughed about it. Your buddies sound funny. They told me to dump her early on, but I did not listen. I didn't want to break her heart and feel like trash for doing so. Cowardly of me, I know. Feel like trash. How many times she's been kicked to the curb? She is a 42-year-old woman who likes to go clubbing all the time. What do you think she's been used to all these years? Really? You're too fucking nice, dude. Or past you is too fucking nice. So we dated for 3 months. In that time, I had started watching your content again. It gave me the confidence to end it. See what happens when you stop watching me? You need to keep watching me all the time. 1 video a day, guys. If you guys are really working to get past your nice guy ways, I've just been programmed into you since you could start watching TV and observing the behavior of others around you. 1 video a day, 20 minutes. When you're driving to work, coming home from work, at the gym, whatever. Put me on when you're prepping your meals or something like that. One day, she had fallen and hurt herself badly enough for her to be in a hospital bed. What, did the old granny break a hip? The fall wasn't bad, but given her condition, it was made far worse. I was supposed to go and see her, but being that I was losing interest in the relationship, I went out with my friends instead. Now you're turning into an asshole. Now she's going to pine for you. But I went to visit her the next day. I don't know why, but I cried seeing her there. Yes, I cried in front of her. Smack! Dude, change your fucking tampons. What are you crying in front of her for? It's not like she was on her deathbed or something. I did care for her, but as a friend and not as a boyfriend. The day she got discharged from the hospital, we met up. I dumped her that day. While laying out my reasons for doing so, I began to cry again. Smack! Okay, again, change your fucking tampons. What are you crying about, dude? Seriously. It was hard, but I did it. I felt better. 1 week later, I signed up on the dating app Bumble. Well, did you cry when you were signing up on Bumble? I got quite a lot of matches. I ended up going out with 2 other women. I will mention fake names for the sake of protection. I'm sure the women in East Asia aren't going to come hunting me down or hunting you down for mentioning their names here, and they probably will never see this. This was still my 3rd year in East Asia, and I was 27 years old. I went on a date with the first gal the next day after matching. Let's call her Amber. She was short, had a slim, tight body, and a nice ass. Yes, she was East Asian. She was 30 years old. I met up with her, and we went out for lunch. I paid for the lunch. Lunch? That's what you do with your friends. Go out for fucking a drink at nighttime. And then if she earns it, then you can feed her. After lunch, we went to watch a movie. She paid for the movie. We went to a dinner later on, and I paid for dinner. We ended up kissing and having a good time. The next day, I was going to meet the second girl I matched with, but went to see Amber beforehand. During this meeting, Amber told me things that would make a guy run. Stupidly, not me. Oh, really? Yeah, because you're thinking, I'm going to get this girl. I'm going to tap that ass, and I'm going to head for the hills. Because I'm such a bad boy. And then I'm going to cry about it. No, that's probably not how it's going to work out. She told me how she'd been in awkward encounters of the worst kind with a guy before. I'm using this language since YouTube has restrictions on what you say, but are well aware of. I will get back to Amber in a bit. Oh, okay. So obviously some bad things happened to her, so she's claiming. Later, I met the second gal. Let's call her Cindy. Cindy was extremely beautiful. She's East Asian, and I was 28 years old at the time. Well, how old was she? 67? She loved things that I loved, being beer, chicken, and football. It was the most difficult date I'd ever been on. And then why didn't you bail? Why didn't you just meet her for a drink? You could see she's a pain in the butt, and you bailed, instead of wasting your evening with someone like this. She made it difficult on purpose. Again, why did you stay? If you watched me regularly, you never would have put up with that crap. She was reserved, but we spoke for a long time and parting ways. Cindy ended up going on a 2-week trip abroad, and we couldn't meet again until then. Well, you shouldn't have met her again. Anyway, guys, you're out on a date with a chick, and she's making things difficult or being just acting completely uninterested in you. Check, please. That's why I meet up for one drink. Aside from not costing you a lot of money, you're not going to waste your time. Some guys got to learn the hard way. Back to Amber. I brought Amber back to my place one weekend. I will concede that my reasons for doing so were just to get action, nothing else. So, we did the dirty deed many times. She was loud and moaned like a gal who's definitely crazy. Now I know why you stuck around with her. You're going to get some ass, and she was crazy. We all know the crazy gals are wild in bed and fun, but then that's a small percentage of the time that you're with them. Then you're dealing with their craziness the rest of the time. It's not worth it. Later in the week, I told her over text I don't want a relationship with her. She freaked out and sent me many messages attacking my character and so forth. Please, like that hasn't happened to her before. I screenshot all of them in case she tried anything later on down the road. She was nuts, and I should have taken things to the bedroom. But I'm a man, and I have needs. You had her number. You knew she was nuts, and I'm sure she was a freak in bed. But now you're dealing with her craziness. When I met with Cindy for a second date, smack! Why did you get involved with this chick who deliberately made things difficult on the first date? Oh, because she likes chicken and beer? There's other girls in East Asia that like chicken and beer and football like you. She looks stunning. We had a great night. I bought a bottle of gin and had gin and tonics at the restaurant. One moment she was sober, and the next she was plastered. I got her into a cab and took her home. I spent the night at her place, but we didn't do anything. Okay, Mr. Nice Guy. She got plastered. Second date, completely plastered. Let her find her own way home. You can see I'm no knight in shining armor, gentlemen. Cindy and I started dating. Smack! Why? There are other chicks in East Asia you can get. We dated for 9 months. 9 months? We had a lot in common. Back to your chicken and football. And I truly saw myself being married to her. Smack! Oh my God. Remember, guys, he's sharing his story. He's learning from this. We also both had our own places, and she lived alone as well. I found her to be extremely attractive and complimented her a lot throughout our relationship. Smack! That's just communicating to her that you're super into her. Don't bombard gals with compliments. Let them earn an occasional compliment. I must start this off by saying Cindy was still shy. She would hide her naked body and not let me stare, other than when we were doing the deed. This was a bit of a red flag. Also, I never got a BJ from her in all the time we dated. Again, check please. No head? Really? I'm willing to bet you the guys that she really likes, she's more than ready to open her mouth like a fucking snake and do the deed. I overlook flaws that could be fixed at the time. Relationships are about compromises and growing together. Did you just say you overlook flaws that could be fixed with time? You're going to fix her? You're that guy, Mr. Fix and Save the Girl? What happens to those guys? One of the flaws was that she couldn't cook. You're in East Asia and you have a gal that can't cook or give BJs and you're with her. Why? She's got a great ass. Okay. She never cooked. This, of course, meant she ordered a lot of takeout, which means she's going to get fat in time. I would go over to her place more often than she came to me. This meant I didn't cook and order takeout as well. This cost me a lot of money, as you can imagine. And you're always going to her. She should be going to you. You want her chasing after you. She has all the power here, dude. You can tell from the first date she was a pain in the ass. And now she doesn't cook. She doesn't give you BJs. You're always going to her house. You say you've been listening to me all this time, but clearly you had a lot more to learn. A second flaw was that she liked to go out. She explained to me that she had mild depression and that staying at home on weekends made her depressed. She wanted to go out with me. We went to bars to eat chicken, drink beer, and watch football until late in the night. These bars were not close to her place or mine. I paid for almost everything. Smack! That's why she wanted to always go out, to have you pay for everything. And eventually she'll find another sucker to pay for everything for your chicken and football. This leads into the third flaw. Oh joy. She had very little financial responsibility. And how many times do I tell you guys, avoid gals like that? Now, don't get me wrong. Women are usually pretty bad with money and spending. Even the 4% of women out there know darn well what I'm talking about here. But occasionally you meet a gal that's actually the opposite of that. But still, I'm not all surprised. This affected me financially as I wanted to please her. I also became more irresponsible with my money as a consequence of this relationship. Smack! Did you just say because you wanted to please her? Please? I'll give me a BJ if I buy any more fucking chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken must really love her. And yeah, what did you just say? I became more irresponsible because of this relationship. This is why I say, guys, be careful who you spend your time with. We're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So you're with a bunch of people that just piss away money on bullshit. It's going to impact you. When I realized this and tried to speak to her about money, she would clap back at me by asking, "Am I your financial burden?" Her tone was disrespectful. And you shouldn't tolerate the disrespect. But the thing is, she had your number. She had your number from the first date. On the first date, she was being a pain in the ass, and she could see, this guy is putting up with this, and he's coming back for more. Great. And I can milk this guy for everything it's worth. Really, dude, it's not that hard to see. She'd want me to do things for her. She'd say things like, she's not just my girlfriend, but she is the girlfriend. Almost like she assumed I'd never find it better than her. She would also tell me to spoil her. I did spoil her as much as I could afford to. We went on trips in the country. I paid for hotel stays, taxis, and dinner most of the time. Smack, smack, smack. And let me ask you, my friend, all this spoiling you did of her, all this money you shelled out for her, did that get you that BJ? Did that get you her cooking for you? Did that get you good treatment? No. That just got her demanding more. Fucking Golddigger. All that money you pissed away on this broad, you could have at a young age in your 20s been investing it and watching it grow over time. I do have to admit, though, I enjoyed being with her, but my concerns started to weigh on me. You really enjoyed it? You're a glutton for punishment. Her dismissive attitude towards my problems made me remember your videos and how women don't care about your problems. No, they don't. They care about themselves. The ones that really care about you are, by the way, the ones that respect you. Then they want to help you. But she doesn't care about you, doesn't respect you. You're nothing but an ATM to her. Someone to use. No wonder she doesn't suck your you-know-what. I guarantee you that there are guys out there that don't do anything like the way you did. And again, she had her mouth wide open for them. At the end of each month, after investing my money and all my expenses, my account was almost drained. I had very little money that could be built up into extra savings. Smack! Dumbass. Cindy never initiated intimacy, and this took a toll on me. When I did initiate, it would be a struggle to get her out of her clothes, and it annoyed me. In the final weeks of our relationship, I tested her to see if she would initiate intimacy at all. Needless to say, I got zero action. Of course. You could have put fucking rubbed fried chicken wings all over your body, and still she wouldn't come after you. She always had her hair down there, which was annoying. Hair down there. Okay, are we talking Chewbacca? Or are we talking just a little trim? Little trim's okay, but if she looks like fucking Chewbacca's mama down there, then no, that's a bad thing. I can't imagine the smell. Probably smelled like the fucking Sarlacc pit down there with all that goddamn hair. One day I use Nair hair removal cream to get rid of my body hair because she wanted to see how I look. You telling me you shaved down there so she can see? Look like a fucking 3-year-old. I didn't grow hairs and itchiness for weeks after that. She didn't remove her hair in reciprocation to what I'd done. She was testing it. She's like, what's the next thing I can get this motherfucker to do? Ooh, I'm going to get him to shave everything down there and watch him walking around scratching himself because he's itching so bad. Bro, you say you've been watching me? My ass. You need to be watching me 24 goddamn 7. I know how this is going to end, guys, and a lot of you probably left at this point are thinking about keep listening because this is amusing, and you know it will get better. He'll learn something. Problems really reared their heads during the final 3 months of our relationship. A number of Cindy's friends were engaged or already getting married. I should have seen this as a sign of things to come, but I let it slide. Cindy started to mention our future, kids, and how she wants her wedding day to be. I nodded and smiled through these discussions. Yeah, like a whipped little puppy. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. She also got her teeth done to fix her teeth, which weren't terrible initially, but she felt it gave her confidence. It didn't help that I always told her she's beautiful and called her my beautiful lady. Beautiful lady, huh? You're not going to get any compliments until you give me head. Coming to how the relationship ended. She came to my area on a Friday night. We ate, drank, played darts, and had fun. After we went to a singing room, things took a turn. I got emotional when she skipped a song that reminded me of my mom. Dude, really? I made it known to her, but I also sensed that she was also holding something back. Well, we all love our moms, but really? We had a bit of an argument when we got back to my place. I thought it was nothing too serious, and it wasn't. I apologized for getting emotional. She decided that she wanted to leave. I'd leave your ass too if you're there fucking crying about your mama. I chased after her. Smack! Yeah, how was that? Worked out for you. And tried to get her to stay, but she wouldn't budge. She got a taxi extremely quickly. I ran outside to try and get her to stay again, but she was gone. Again, I'd run away from your ass too. I called her and blew up her phone with messages. Smack! Bro, do you see how you're behaving? You're behaving like a woman, an emotional woman chasing after the guy. You want her to be doing this to you, chasing after you, trying to call you, get you in your good graces. Later, she responded coldly and disrespectfully, saying that she's home and I'm worrying for nothing. The gut punch came when she said she wants to take a break from our relationship. She said that she had thought about it for months. It broke me. I didn't cry about anything, but it hit me hard. How could you been surprised at how you've been behaving? You've been a doormat this entire time. She's no prize, don't get me wrong. I'm convinced that the guys that don't behave like you, she's sucking off them like left and right. And probably paying for them. Bro, how much suffering does one have to go through as they get the point? You're acting ridiculous. Pushover, acting like an emotional woman. And I wasn't kidding about changing the tampons earlier. And you claimed you've been watching me all this time? In all the stories I share, the guys behave like this. What happens to them? It's no different inside of the world. And you're giving us an important story here that we can learn from, what not to do, and you start learning some things with Jesus. The following day, I stayed at home feeling sorry for myself. I should have gone to the gym, but I just drifted around my apartment. Yeah, you're probably listening to like fucking Celine Dion or something and watching Titanic and crying. On the Sunday, I told myself enough was enough, and I went to speak to her. What she told me truly tore me apart. Oh joy, I can't wait for this one. She told me that she didn't see me as the man she wants to marry. She told me I live myself and I have no ambition, which is false. She mentioned my finances as well, which shattered me. She's giving you a hard time about your finances, the same gal that's been getting you to spend all your money on her all this time, that you have no money. Isn't that amazing? To win her over, to win her affection, and potentially win BJ's and home cooking, you're spending all your money on her. Now she's saying you got no money. I actually can believe the part when she said you're not the man I thought you were, because you have not been behaving like a man. I was extremely emotional. There's a fucking surprise. When I started to speak, telling her I didn't know what I'm going to do and how I'm losing such a beautiful woman. Smack! You don't know what you're going to do? You're in East Asia. I'm sure there's hot Asian pussy everywhere that you could tap and have a good time with. And you're putting it all into her, this woman that treats you like this. Bro, I think all those years you not getting attention from girls has led you to believe that you don't deserve anything. Therefore, you end up with women that are wackos, that treat you like crap because you think that's just what you're worth. You're worth better, but you got to fucking act like it and earn it. I broke down and cried, and I begged her to change her mind. Smack! I hope that makes your head spin around like a fucking cartoon. Begged. You know not to beg here. Where does that get you? She also started to cry and just told me that she was sorry. After an hour or so of crying, I tearfully said goodbye. I pulled myself together on public transport. I cried when I got home. Honest to God. I told my brother and my best friend. They told me what she said was out of order and I'm better off without her. Well, you're certainly better off without her. And then you need some serious work on yourself, my friend. Ay, ay, ay. When I told my parents about how my finances were affected, they were shocked. My mom was furious and said, "No one hurts my children." My dad reassured me that everything will be okay. Tell your mom you did this to yourself. Okay, your ex now is an a-hole and a gold digger and a user and a whole lot of other things, but you made the choice to piss away your money to impress her, to win her. That's your fault. No. She's an a-hole, but no, this is all on you. I'm not going to let that shit slide. So I cried, and when I told my friend about the situation the next day, that's when the crying stopped. Probably because your friend smacked the crap out of you. I went to the gym the following after 4 months out. I worked very hard and got a lot done. Good. Let it all out. Go to the gym. Start rebuilding your body, but also rebuilding your body, rebuild who you are on the inside. Guys, you can be as jacked as can be, look like fucking Arnold in his prime. Doesn't make a difference. If you're fucking jello inside, doesn't matter how tough and physically tough you look from the outside. 3 days after the breakup, I deleted the chat with her. This made her message me asking me how I was doing. See? You stopped chasing after her, now she's chasing after you. She assumed that I was broken, and her message seemed like she was speaking from a position of superiority. Well, what do you expect? She then said that she would like to meet. She told me that she made a mistake and that I have the quality she wants in her future man. She told me she's been crying and misses me. So you just disappear for a few days. Well, actually, my bad. It sounds like it was a few months and then, oh no, he said 3 days after the breakup. Okay, my bad. Just for a few days you disappear. You weren't chasing after her like you normally would. And boom, she's sorry. She wants you back. Look what happens when you don't chase. Cindy loved drawing and she told me she was drawing her future with me. What a load of crap. I told her I need space and I don't want to meet. Good. You're finally doing something right here. And watch how she responds. I told her she broke my heart and the relationship can never go back to what it was. Well, I hope the relationship never goes back to what it was because it was awful. My heart went cold and still is. She continued trying to contact me over the next week. I put down calls and ignored messages. Now do you get it? You don't chase. You hang back, let them come after you. and it's amazing the results. Now, she's an asshole. We can all agree here, guys. She's the user, all that. But this guy served himself on a silver platter to be used. I decided to get the dating app again and match with a 24-year-old woman. Let's call her Kristen. Hang on here, lover boy. You shouldn't be doing any dating anymore until you rebuild your finances, until you rebuild yourself again, become born again hard. So you're going to keep making the same fucking mistakes. Otherwise, you're going to keep pissing away your money and all that. Kristen is gorgeous and very bubbly. She has a great personality. Yes, she's also East Asian. Well, I'm not expecting a lot of German and Norwegian women running around East Asia. Of course, they're all East Asian because you are in East Asia. I went to Music Fest with my friends and Kristen. After the festival, Kristen came back to me at my place, and I got hours of action. I pulled a marathon. Good, you earned it. Don't tell me you cried afterwards. I've seen her 3 times since, and it continued getting action every time we meet. She also gives me BJs unlike my ex-girlfriend. There you go. See, newsflash. You know why you think you're getting BJs from Kristen? Because in the moment, you're acting like a fucking man, and she's attracted to you, and she's willingly doing this because she wants your validation. She likes you. And probably you're so broke you can't piss away her money on her, so she's thinking, okay, I gotta win this guy. Remember, guys, you treat the one, it's amazing. Guys always get rejected by the gals they like, but the ones they don't like, those are they're chasing after them. I'm sure many of you guys experience this. So you have to, over time, for your dating relationship, guys, learn to treat all the girls exactly the same. Treat the ones you don't like, treat the ones that you like the ones you don't like. It's amazing what happens. Put you first. Stop trying to impress them. The following Saturday, I was feeling a bit guilty about this and took a call with her. You mean your ex? I told her on the call that I need space. Oh, no, is this Miss BJ here? I outlined this is your ex. I outlined what she said broke me, and I'm not the same person I was. If we get back together, I will never forget what she said, and will always be in the back of my mind. It'll be a recipe for having my heart broken again, and to add insult to injury, we will both be older. Well, okay, good. You should not go back with your ex. That'd be crazy. Because even though you've learned some things, you'll fall back into your bad habits. I explained to her that what she wanted was what she really wanted, and that we both need space. She kept saying that she was wrong, but I didn't budge. She cried and cried. What scared me was that I loved this girl so much, and in that moment, I felt cold, I felt nothing. Well, good. Hallelujah. Look how she's chasing after you. I'm willing to bet you, and you shouldn't test this, but I'm willing to bet you that if you invite her over, all of a sudden, she would have your you-know-what in her mouth all fucking night to win you back. Guaranteed. If that's what it, in her mind took, I kid you not. Look what happens when you stop giving a shit. She asked me if she can come over and spend the night. I told her no. I told her to give me space and ended the call. Okay, I'm glad you're sticking to your guns here, but at this point you say, stop calling me. We are done. We are over. End of story. And if you reach out to me again, I'm blocking your ass. Or you just block her ass, because she's not going to stop. You get to enjoy the satisfaction of her chasing after you, and which backs up the things I talk about here. I realized after seeing how many women like my profile on the dating site that I'm very desirable. I have a lot of experience to live through and plenty of options. Yes, because you're a good-looking guy, obviously, and you're now probably close to 30 years old, and you do well for yourself, and I'm sure a lot of these East Asian girls would like a guy like you. But the problem is, the second they meet you, a lot of them could see your number. They could see that you were jello inside, and they could take advantage of you. That's why you got to rebuild yourself. You can hit the gym all you want and look at menacing and jacked all you want, but that means nothing if you're a fucking jello weak bitch inside. I do think about her every day, though. I wonder if we should get back together. Smack! Are you out of your fucking mind? I miss us holding each other and being close. This is like Stockholm Syndrome. I sometimes miss her voice talking to me in her first language, and how she used to talk to me like I was her puppy. Like you were her puppy? The fuck, dude? I know it will take time to heal. As you always say, focus on your purpose, exercise, and spend time with your bros. So SSM, after I laid all this out, am I doing the right thing by moving on? Do you think a second chance is warranted for her? Are you fucking trolling me, dude? Do you really, after watching me, think I'm going to tell you to give her another chance, go back to her? Are you nuts? Hang on. Smack. Keep up the amazing work you do to help men around the world. You truly make a difference in our lives. Kind regards. Well, I'm not apparently not making enough of a difference in your life, so here's the cold truth. Pay attention. Don't you ever go back to her. Honest to God, it was a terrible relationship, a one-sided relationship, unless that's what you desire. I think just that you, from an early age, you didn't get a lot of attention from the girls like your brother, built up the psychological thing that you're not worth a whole lot, so therefore you end up with these gals that take advantage of you and talk down to you and all that, like this one here. You pissed away all your fucking money. That should have been invested, goddammit, or put away somewhere that you could use to at least use. I want you investing your monies in the right areas, young guys, and putting it in a place that you're comfortable with, of course, and your risk tolerance, to grow over time and build wealth. That's how you do it. Not pissing away to impress chicks that won't even give you a fucking BJ or cook you dinner. Okay? Bro, don't ever go back to her. Ever. And honestly, I don't want you dating for at least 6 months. Yeah, you heard that right. 6 months. You need to work on yourself. You need to watch me for at least a couple hours a day. Just have it on the background. When you're going to work, at home, while you're shaving. And I don't mean shaving down there. I can't believe you actually got her. I can't believe she actually got you to fucking shave your dick and your balls. Yeah, that itching feeling that you had for Lord knows how long, you deserved that. She was testing your ass. She's like, what else can I get this motherfucker to do? Oh, get him to shave down there. Anyhow, don't ever go back to her. Bro, I hate long flights. The longest flight I ever took was from fucking Newark, New Jersey to Honolulu. That was hell. I hate long flights. But if you get back with her, I'm going to get on a goddamn plane here in fucking Miami or Fort Lauderdale, whatever's the best deal, and fly to East Asia, and I'm going to be miserable after that long flight, and I'm going to whoop your ass. You get back with her. Because I'll be pissed I had to get on that goddamn plane for fucking 13 hours or whatever it takes to get from Miami or Fort Lauderdale all the way to goddamn East Asia. Don't ever get back with her. You're nuts. Work on yourself. Learn why you behave in the way that you do, this pleasing behavior, this chasing behavior. And don't get me started about all the goddamn crime. Okay? Get rid of your Celine Dion CDs or whatever the hell you have in your place that makes you cry. Enough of that. Time to man the fuck up. I know you have it in you. Okay? You won't be watching my channel otherwise. And start working on yourself. In the meantime, good job being in East Asia. I'm proud of you for having the balls to leave your country and go over to a different part of the world. Hang out with your bros. Hang out with guys that are successful with women. And don't behave like that. This crying shit and being emotional and spoiling her with all your money, that's not what I teach. You didn't learn a fucking thing. So I want you to work on yourself, and then maybe down the road, you can start dating again. And remember, treat girls, the ones that you like the ones you don't like. And it's amazing what happens. Look what happened when you left this ex of yours, and you didn't talk to her for a whopping 3 days. She's bombarding you with texts and everything, because she expected you to chase after you. Learn. You gotta be a bad boy asshole, so be it. Better off than being the nice guy, white knight simp. Look where that got you. And your parents are mad about her taking all your money. Well, newsflash to your parents, you are the ones that pissed away your money on her. You made that choice. I'm not letting you get away with it. Don't ever do that again. So guys, as you can see in the story, I'm sure a lot of you were frustrated, but in the end, it did prove a point. One, that they're all the same around the world. Doesn't make a difference where you are. I've made that point abundantly clear. That's why this material is relevant everywhere around the world. And two, they always come back. You walk away, they always come back. As long as they want something, and it's amazing. So you have the potential to have the last laugh and kick them to the curb. Alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And please give this guy a piece of your mind, because he needs to hear it. Really, he does. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.